Alright, Schlockmeister fans, we're going to watch an old Kenny Rogers movie, recently deceased. This one's called Six Pack, one of my favorites from childhood. Let's check it out.
You can run, you can hide, never let it inside. Keep living your life in the dark.
Country singing legend Kenny Rogers plays Brewster Baker, a man trying to get back into car racing.
How about $10 worth of regular while I use your John?
After he's been out of it for about 2 years. After he comes out of the outhouse, he discovers that his race car has been stripped.
Not my new engine.
Well, after stopping at a restaurant, he sees a vehicle goes by that has his parts. So he jumps in his trailer and chases after him. And they drive right off the road. The car was driven by 6 kids.
Damn, mister, you look like shit. But put it there anyhow. Wouldn't for you, I'd lost my kid brother.
He helped save him. Diane Lane plays Breezy, the oldest.
You call him our mouthpiece. And I'm Heather. I just do the driving.
It's Breezy.
Heather. We're the Aikens family.
Barry Corbin plays Big John, the sheriff. Kids have been selling their
You got it here.
parts that they stripped to him.
The strip car is not stealing.
They got a racket going.
Same rig you stripped down.
Well, Brewster gets arrested.
Phone call. Sure. Let me get you a dial tone. And resisting arrest.
Anthony Michael Hall's there, too. Well, the kids were so grateful that they decided to break him out.
Not a bad idea, Otis. Lucky for you, I'm a non-violent man.
They're
Killed in
orphans.
a wreck. We got kicked out of our house. But we had to keep eating, so Doc stripped a car one night out front of Twillinger's. And Big John caught us.
Set you up in business?
He takes them to Shreveport, but then says you got to get on a
Look
bus
at me like that.
and go anywhere you want to go.
Now, we talked about this. You're going to spend a night in the motel, and tomorrow morning, you go down to the bus depot 4 blocks away.
His girl is Lila, played by Erin Gray.
Watch it, cowboy.
Make it.
Well, they don't leave. They strip some more cars. They start a fire to cause a diversion.
Here, give me here.
After spending the night with Lila,
Oh, the car's been stripped. What? They got Stan's new tires. They got my gearbox. They got Hank's carburetor. You got it. Brooke, you've been hit real bad.
instead they put all the stuff in Brewster's camper.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
We just thought we'd get your car back in shape before we left.
Claire?
So he takes them a little bit, and then they leave him stranded at one point. But they actually took his car to the racetrack and got it ready for him.
I'm going to show you guys that stripping cars in Fish Pike Falls, Arkansas won't make it on a Louisiana track.
All right, out of state.
And with their help, he actually finished 4th. Not bad for his first race in a couple of years.
Thought we did pretty good, didn't you?
But then he dumps him again. This is Brewster's rival, Turk. He used to work for him.
Then the famous Brewster Baker.
Now he's an asshole.
Bunch of midgets for a pit crew.
He was his
What
mechanic.
he really wanted to do was drive. So he told my sponsors I was losing my stuff. And he played around with my car a little bit, too.
You didn't know?
Well, that night, Breezy goes to flirt with him.
You're the famous Turk, ain't you?
Well, you found him. That's me.
To get him away from his car so the other 5 can get in there. So while she keeps him diverted in his trailer,
Cute name.
the other 5 are switching part of his car for Brewster's car.
What the hell? Ah! Damn!
Breezy's upset because she has no life really other than taking care of her 5 brothers.
my own age.
Well, the next race, Turk doesn't finish because of the switch they made. Brewster won. Looking at the NASCAR schedule, they decide they're going to Nashville next.
Your glasses smell shit.
What'd you say, mister?
I said, where are we going, sir?
Nashville.
They continue on the NASCAR circuit, and Brewster gets better and better.
For the Chevy drivers back after 2 years off the circuit, driving against his
This time the kids are gone.
Jake, where the kids?
Two tour officers picked him up.
Yeah, I saw the whole damn thing. Kirk turned them in.
They said some sheriff was coming for him.
Stone, I'm here to pick up the charges.
This time it's Brewster's turn to rescue them from jail.
From those young'uns. They're my very own.
And he gets them out just in time.
I'm Sheriff John Stone. I'm here to pick up my chargees and run them back to Texas.
Sheriff John Stone. Well, he gets a Ford sponsor.
Oh, guess what else? Guess who's in the 8th position?
Who?
Bobby Lee's friend, the Turk.
That's Slog in the same room with you.
Well, Turk and his thugs beat up Brewster before the big race and knock him out cold. They dumped him in the woods, and when he comes to, he's got to hitch a ride to the race. Hopefully he'll make it on time.
No, he had to go shake the dew off his lily.
He had to what?
Yeah, took a piss.
And
Well, Brewster makes it just in time. Big John shows up at the race.
into the fourth and fifth spots with Logan having a slight edge, but the leader is still herring in.
He's going to win this race too, except
Where the hell are the kids, damn it?
My sheriff got him, bro. He's taking him back to Texas.
Turk's going out. Go, Brewster. You're going to what? That's an order.
Kirk Logan's down off the jacket. There he goes. Now Baker's underway. He's catching up to Logan right over
and he knocks Turk out of the race.
On network TV, but there's a good chance that the governor of Texas and the good people who elected you to office are watching. And now's your chance to explain to them why you come here to arrest these 6 little kids.
So I'm very proud to report to the good people of the great state of Texas that these children are in the capable hands of Mr. Brewster Baker.
No shit, Dick Tracy.
Second to last scene shows them getting married. And the very last scene of the movie shows them moving into a house as one giant family. Alright, let's talk about this movie Six Pack. This is a movie, it's very, very nostalgic for me. I reviewed this on my old channel back in 2015 or 16, I'm not exactly sure when it was, and I'm reviewing it now. Other than that time that I saw it then and tonight, I hadn't seen this movie probably since maybe the mid-90s, maybe even in the 80s. I don't know, it's been a long, long time. However, in spite of that, there's a lot of dialogue from this movie that has stuck with me over the years because I saw this a lot. This used to show up on the movie channels, you know, HBO, Showtime, and such back in the 80s, 1983 or so, and I seem to have watched it dozens of times because I've got a lot of the stuff down, and I watched it many times because I always liked it. I'm not exactly sure why. It's not the greatest movie in the world, but it's kind of fun. It's basically Kenny Rogers is a NASCAR guy. He's trying to get back into racing after being out of it for a couple years. He stops in this town and his car gets stripped by the Six Pack, the Diane Lane and her 5 brothers, one of whom was Anthony Michael Hall. They're orphans, and they have this scheme where they strip cars and they sell the parts to Big John, who's played by Barry Corbin, the local sheriff. Well, eventually, they hook up with Kenny Rogers, and he takes them across the country, kind of against his will at first, but he eventually learns to love them. And they're really good at cars, and they become his pit crew, if you can believe that. Well, ultimately, there's going to be some child authority things going on in this movie, and Big John chases them across the country. And there's a rivalry that Brewster Baker, that's Kenny Rogers' character, has with this guy named Turk, his former mechanic. And ultimately, they go to this one big race, and Brewster's about to win it, but unbeknownst to him, Big John came in and stole the kids back, and he's on his way out. So he cuts off Turk and runs him off the track, and Turk is out of the race. And then he goes and rescues the kids in front of the cameras. And at this time, the six-pack are like known. You know, I don't want to say they're celebrities, but they're known. So, and he gets the sheriff to admit on TV that they're in the capable hands of Brewster Baker. The last scenes in the movie is him getting married to Erin Gray, his girlfriend, and then they're all moving into this house with all the kids. It's preposterous. It's absolutely preposterous by any measure, but whatever. You suspend disbelief and you watch a movie like this. I think it's fun. I enjoy this movie. There's a line of dialogue that Anthony Michael Hall has, or actually one of the other brothers has, where they're trying to say that Brewster's in the bathroom, and he says he had to go shake the dew off his lily. I have been using that line in my personal life since I saw this movie in 1983. So I've been using that line for 37 years. Everybody who knows me knows I use that line. This is where it comes from, the movie Six Pack. I don't know why. Diane Lane, this is one of her early roles. She looks adorable in this movie. She was in The Outsiders around this time, too. She's she and Anthony Michael Hall are the only two kids I think that have gone on to do other things. And, of course, Kenny Rogers passed away maybe about a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago, I'm not sure. Erin Gray is still going on, and that's about it. So, anyway, I'll leave a link down below. This might be available on Blu-ray now. If it is, I'll leave a link for it. If not, I'll leave the DVD for you. I picked this up off of eBay, I think. I think it was relatively cheap. But, anyway, it's a good movie. I like it. You might call it a guilty pleasure. I don't know. But you know what? I don't fucking feel guilty about it. I like Six Pack. And I like the song, Love Will Turn You Around. I'm not a country music fan, but I like that song. So dig it. Leave some comments. Let me know what you think about Six Pack. Watch it. Bye.